I have so much energy in me that I will just wake you up, make you feel good. Unfortunately, when you leave here, it's going to be nighttime, and you're going to want to get busy. I suggest go to sleep and then start tomorrow, okay? A little bit about me. Are you ready? Okay. A little bit about me. My name is Bianca Moreras. I have been in the legal field for 30 years. I am a legal administrator. I help attorneys make money and save money, and I run the firm. I've been doing public speaking for about 20 years, and I love it. I love teaching. I teach a course at Broward College for paralegals, and I just love giving back to the community. And I'm a team member, and that's why I'm here. Our topic tonight is necessity is the mother of invention. Who's never heard that saying before? Have you heard that saying similar before in your country? That when you need something, you'll figure it out. That's basically what it is, all right? So be on your resume, because all of us know how to do something. Unfortunately, we identify ourselves with what we do. You saw how I said I'm a legal administrator, I worked in the legal field, but is that really who I am? It's not who I am. I am an organized human being that could do just about anything. And I have a saying, if you could read, you could learn. And if you could learn, you could apply it and do anything you want. So never think you're boxed in, okay? So I'm going to take you through for some slides, just so we can stay on target. Okay, the meaning and the origin. I thought this was really interesting when I was doing my research. Difficult situations inspire ingenious solutions. If worst comes to worst, people will apply all their imagination and skill to deal with a problem. Now think about that. If you were looking for prayer, where would you go?
To church.
To church, right? So you wouldn't be sitting there going, oh my God, where will I get prayer? Where will I get consoled? You'll go to church. You'll find it there, whether it's within yourself or others that come upon you and want to pray with you, right? If you, in the Depression is the greatest example of things that occurred, because everyone needed something. And when the war broke out, people were scrambling around. All the men were out there in the service, and what happened to the women? Went to work. Went to work. And it changed the whole world. You know, it was very powerful. It changed the whole world. The author of this proverbial saying is not even known, but it goes all the way back to the works of Apollo. That's pretty amazing. I mean, you know, that takes us back to, you know, the beginning of time. So people have been coming up with great ideas all the way back in time. First note, flight of mankind. I love this little cartoon. Okay, little guy, we got to figure out a way to get over that wall. And he starts twirling a stick. Got any ideas? And he's already gone. He made like a helicopter, right? He figured it out. He was like, okay, spin, winds, energy, moving on. The point of that is, when you're in career transition, stop identifying yourself with what the job was that you did or that you do. Take what you are passionate about and go for it. I'm going to tell you a funny story. When I was so fed up with the legal field, because it's a lot of stress, dealing with attorneys, very intelligent people, you're constantly on the edge, you know, dotting those I's and crossing those T's and making sure everything is just pristine. So I said, you know what? I'm going to investigate how much a clown makes. A clown, okay? And a clown makes $100 an hour. I was like, are you kidding me? A clown makes $100 an hour? So I sewed a costume, got myself a red nose, painted my face, went and took some painting courses to paint your face, and next thing you knew, I was working weekends, clearing $300 and $400 a day, being a clown. How ridiculous is that? So my husband would say, people would say to my husband, what does your wife do for a living? I did this for about a year. What does your wife do for a living? Oh, she's a clown. And my friends would say, yeah, we know she's a clown, but what does she do for a living? No, she's a clown. Have you seen my car lately? She has it decorated with clown stuff on it, you know? So here I was, desperate to get out of what I was in, and taking a joke idea, because to me it was a joke idea, I was making money. Think about it. $400 or $500 on a weekend, that constitutes about $2,000 a month. A lot of people don't make $2,000 a month. So think about that, just from that. So have you made a list? I mean, I know you guys are out of work, or you're in career transition, or you're looking to change your career. Have you made a list of the things you really are passionate about doing? Graphic design. Are you passionate about the words? Are you passionate about the pictures? What is it that you're passionate about? Because you know what? Maybe you should be a writer. Maybe you should be a photographer. Yeah? So we don't even know. We don't even know. And people say, well, how do you start the business? Hi, my name is Bianca. I'm a clown. How are you? You need a clown party? You have a birthday party coming up? Etc. I know I'm very assertive, and everyone isn't like that. However, if you don't ask, you don't get. And that you could bank your life on, all right? What are you happiest doing with your time? And that doesn't have to do with anything with work. You know, these are ideas that you need to start writing down, because you can be anything you want to be. I always ask people, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because we do certain things to make a living, but can you imagine if you could turn those things into something you're passionate about and still earn income? That would be phenomenal. Can you apply skills you already have and that you've already attained? Can you apply them to something else? We're talking about our attorney over there. Highly intelligent, maybe not so extroverted, but highly intelligent, highly skilled. Maybe you should be teaching. Maybe you should be applying your skills that way. I can tell you right now that Broward College is always looking for adjunct attorneys. And so you never know. Maybe you're happy to teach people. Maybe you love speaking to children, not even children, but young adults. And there's so many people out there thirsty for knowledge. It's a fun thing. But did you ever think about applying for a teaching job? Think about it. You know, we have to take the things that we have and see how we can make them. You know, it's like take the lemons and make it into lemonade. We all know that, yeah? What additional skills will you need to execute your passion and your dream, your passionate dream? If you want to be a teacher, you may just have to get used to writing a planner so that you know what you're going to teach that day. You have plenty of knowledge and skill. So does anybody else here want to share what they do? Bonnie, what do you do, or what have you done?
I worked in property management.
I'm sorry, say it again?
I worked in property management.
Property manager. Okay. Oh my God, you have
No, I
a
wasn't a
million
property
skills.
manager, but I worked in property management.
Okay,
I was like the
so
assistant, yeah.
You were the assistant, so you kept everybody organized, right? Are you an organized person?
Yes.
Okay. You know how
And
many people need people that are organized? I mean, you may not think of anything, but maybe you can be, or maybe you can think about being an executive assistant.
I've already done that.
Well,
Don't want to do it.
okay, what would you like to do?
I'm not sure yet. That's why I'm here.
Okay, good. So you got to make your list. Put down what you can do, what you need to do, maybe what you need more schooling for, right? So that's a perfect example, Bonnie, because not knowing what you want to do, that's okay. That's okay. I'm sorry, I'm picking on women. I'm a woman, okay. 7 famous creative women. Mary Kay Ash. Everybody knows Mary Kay products. I mean, she's all over the world. Started Mary Kay Cosmetics. Jane Fonda, the workout craze. You remember with little sweatbands on the legs and stuff. Madonna, right? Famous singer. K. Rowling. I have that, you know, she invented Harry Potter, but she created Harry Potter. Dr. Ruth Westmeyer, the little woman that talked about sex all the time and entertained us. And Lily Vernon, she had all those catalogs, those business catalogs. And Oprah Winfrey. Look at this woman, okay? But more importantly, necessity is the mother of invention. Pearls of wisdom. Let's go to the next slide. Out of adversity. Mary Kay was a single mom raising 3 kids. She needed money. She came up with an idea, and she ran with it. She found somebody to give her some money to help her get through it because they saw the beautiful idea, and look what she did. Jane Fonda, her mother committed suicide when she was 12. She did exercise to get out her frustration. She was so angry, and she made it into a business. I mean, that's incredible. Madonna, her mother died when she was just 5. A lot of people don't even know that. She basically took care of her father. And out of that, of her love of music, she just kept going forward and singing. I mean, she has, you know, the world, you know, by her, you know what. Miss Rowling, single mom living on welfare. Is she living on welfare now? No. She's so famous. She gave us 5 great books and great movies. It's amazing. She just sat down and wrote them. She was using her imagination. Dr. Ruth, her parents were killed in the Holocaust. And she took that adversity and she built it into an enterprise. Lily Vernon, she fled from Germany. I mean, she came with nothing. If someone that has nothing can make an empire, we haven't begun to use our minds. We haven't begun to think of the things that we could achieve. And Oprah Winfrey, we know her story pretty much. She was raped as a teenager and gave birth to a stillborn. And she talks about those things. She talks about that adversity, and she uses it to her benefit. Who would ever think that woman would have come as far as she can? If they could do it, these are ordinary people. We're ordinary people. If they could do it, we could do it. It's whatever you set your mind to. And then, don't stop. The problem is, we stop. We come up with an idea and we stop. I love this poster. Can you imagine if we all did this? This gentleman has experience, MIT grad for hire, his phone number and his email address on a sandwich board, and he's going up and down with his resumes in his hand and his cell phone. That's hilarious, right? But think about it. I'm sure he's getting a lot of attention. You know, even if people are just pointing at him, you can see the way that people are looking there. So in desperate times, and times are getting better. That's the good news. But if we're not staying on top of our game, we start to fall back, okay? Today, nothing is the same. Do you agree with that? Nothing is the same as it was 10 years ago, nor 20 years ago. We look back and we say, I remember that story that your parents would say, you guys have it easy. I had to walk through 12 inches of snow to get to school. I keep hearing that same story even today. What is that? That's like the craziest thing, right? Bottom line is, it's changing. Everything's changing. Nothing is the same. Not economically, not socially, and not environmentally. Just look at all the weather changes we're having even. I mean, there's nothing the same. A person who is in great need of something will find a way to get it. You know, if you take a second and you think about it, if you really need something to fulfill your life, you will figure out how to get it. I'll share a story with you. It's very near and dear to my heart, and I can only give you my personal experience because I don't know your stories. When I was married 9 years to my husband, we were still childless, and we wanted a baby desperately. And I worked in the legal field, and we had finally decided, well, you know what, maybe God doesn't want us to have children. And then suddenly, my attorneys met this adoption attorney and said, Bianca, we want maybe to merge with this attorney. Will you go spend some time, because that's what I would do, I'd spend time with the attorney, or the attorneys that we were going to merge with, and I would see if we had the same synergy, if we had the same like business, if we'd be able to go have it with one another. And I went and I spent a month with this attorney in Boca Raton, and she was a doll. What a doll. But I knew she wouldn't get along with anybody in my firm. She was too nice. She was too upbeat. She was too loving. She was too mushy, you know, to be an attorney. However, that friendship brought me my 2 boys, because I adopted 2 children through her. And she made the miracle through God happen. So it's not know who you, it's just letting people know. Letting people know. If you let them know, you should tell everyone. When you go to Publix, hey, I need a job. You know, anybody looking? Every place you go, you should let people know. The best thing I could say to you is get out of the house. If you're in the house, get out of the house. Go to Starbucks. Instead of putting your earbuds in your ears and listen to music and look for a job, leave your ears open, still look for a job, and listen to conversation. More people have done deals in Starbucks across the country than any other venue. There and Panera Bread. 2 venues cost you nothing. I used to bring my cup of coffee, and then I'd refill it when no one was looking. But I would bring my cup of coffee. I'd bring my water. They don't throw you out. You know, there was an article that just came out about free Wi-Fi, how it's ruining business because people are coming free, using the Wi-Fi, not even buying anything. They did the free Wi-Fi hoping people would buy stuff. Nobody buys anything. So I think it's crazy. All right. Don't be one of those people that find a solution or a workaround for a problem or challenge and leave it at that. How many times do you say, oh my God, I thought of that, and somebody else invented it? I could have done that. I used to do that all the time. The coffee cups that have the little thing.
The tabs.
In the 70s, my girlfriend used to rip a circle. And I said to her, let's patent that. That's like a genius. You know, I never even thought about it. She'd take off the lid, she'd make a little circle, she'd put it on. 1 year later, 7-Eleven came out with the tabs. 1975. She is kicking her butt all the way because she came up with an idea and she didn't follow through. No idea is stupid. No idea is stupid. So if you put some, look at the woman with Post-it notes. Give me a break. Can you live without Post-it notes? Every color, every size. The ones that stick the whole pad, the ones that have a little flip. Come on. What about whiteout? When whiteout came out, we thought it was genius. And somebody probably just took white fingernail polish and used it for the first time. So don't think your idea is stupid. You are allowed to dream and take those dreams and put them to use. Because you never know what might happen. Hello? We're going to go. Okay. All right. So ask yourself, what business am I really in? Okay? In 1904, Mary Perkins Follett invented what she called the law of situation. She convinced a client of hers, a window treatment manufacturer, that he was not in the business of window treatment, but rather in the light control business. Can you imagine? Oh, I'm in the light control business. Don't you want to talk to that person? What the heck is that? Oh, I'm in the window treatment business. Oh, I don't need any. But the light control business? Very interesting. My receptionist, she always says, oh, when am I going to be promoted? I don't want to just be a receptionist. I said, excuse me? You're my communication advisor. What are you talking about? Look at the difference there. She's not doing anything differently, but it's the way you put it. It's the way you perceive it. Your perception is yours. You own it. Sears and Roebuck. Now everybody knows Sears and Roebuck. In 1981, was unable to grow its retail business. After asking this question, they decided to be known as a consumer service organization. Inventive necessity led to survival. They've almost gone out of business several times already. And then all of a sudden, they keep reinventing themselves. They're still here. I remember, I want to say it was 1996, that we got a letter saying we're going out of business, get your credit cards in order, et cetera, et cetera. If you have appliances, get a service contract. And then all of a sudden, it all changed. Recently, you guys heard about JCPenney. They took away their coupons. Does anybody shop at JCPenney? No? JCPenney used to have coupons. Oh my God, we used to wait for those coupons. Oh, the coupon's a $10 coupon off a $10 purchase. That means free. What's better than free? They changed the whole concept. Instead, they lowered their prices and no more coupons. Well, guess what? Nobody was coming. Because the generation that shops at JCPenney was A, used to the coupons, and B, they were of an older generation. So they didn't understand it. They didn't care the price was lower. Where's my coupon? Where's my $10 off coupon? And they recently just changed everything back again. So look, we're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to make mistakes. Now they're starting a whole new promotion, and it's pretty awesome. I mean, JCPenney has definitely come a long way, because now I shop there, which is very crazy. All right, out of necessity. This is unbelievable facts, and I know I'm giving you a lot of facts, but the idea is so that you'll learn that so many people have been in the same situation as we, and here they achieved amazing things. In July of 1980, IBM representatives met for the first time with Microsoft, Bill Gates, to talk about writing an operating system for the IBM new hush-hush personal computer. In the 1980s, they decided, actually 1983, every single desk was going to have a personal computer. 1983. So look, two mega people, IBM and Bill Gates, got together and gave us what we can't live without. I mean, everyone in this room has a computer, right? Okay. We can't live without it. How did we survive before? In 1978, which is even more amazing, computers started on a business system for complement their success of the Apple I and the Apple III line of home computers. The new project was codenamed Lisa, unofficially after the daughter of one of its designers and officially standing for local integrated software architecture. Steve Jobs was completely dedicated to the project, implementing features after feature and delaying the release of Lisa until he was finally removed as project manager by Apple President Mark, don't ask me to say his name, Mark Pula. The Lisa was finally released in January 1983. Did you ever hear of it? Anybody in this room? I never heard of it. So it must have went bust. And we went back to Apple computer. But Jobs was taken off of it. Steve Jobs was taken off of the project. And mind you, he was the heart and soul of Apple. May he rest in peace. But he brought it to the forefront. And again, the date, 1983. The only reason why I know that is because I was being trained on computers and learning about micro type mechanisms for computers in 1974 when I went to college. Because I was interested, because I knew they were going to revolutionize the world. And I wanted to be there. Okay. So, before I mentioned to you about the Depression. During the Depression, laundromats came out of the Depression. Feminine applicators, okay, girls, we know what those are, tampons. Chocolate chip cookies, amazing. Car radio, a dry razor, the Monopoly game, supermarkets, and the Xerox type machines. That's a lot of different products to come out of that time. It's not that long ago. You're talking the 1930s. When you start looking at things like that, and that was one of the toughest times that they lived in. They used coupons to buy things. Everything was rationed. but people who are out there using their heads. I mean, I love the laundromat thing. I wish I would have thought of that myself. Okay, so now here we're in the 21st century. This vehicle, this Segway, I mean, don't you love, I want one of those, don't you think? You get around everywhere, like no gas, plug in, you always have to have a plug. That transportation, that takes people short distances. They use them in all the parks now, in Disney and Universal. It's getting people around. That's pretty amazing. If you really look at it, guys, doesn't it look like a lawnmower? I bet you some kid was standing on a lawnmower and their dad said, oh, I wonder if we can get that to work by itself. I mean, just looking at it, that's what I think. In 2009, this is pretty amazing because my mom, who's 82, in 2001, they did this experimental operation on her because she has macular degenerate disease of the eyes, and she was starting to lose her vision completely. They planted a microchip behind her eye that almost worked like a mirror so that she could at least see images. And it was very experimental. She said, well, I can't see now anyway, so you might as well just do it. And they did it. It wasn't successful, unfortunately. She eventually had to have it removed in 2004. But in 2009, they have revolutionized how this works, and it actually sends images back to the brain so that people could see. I mean, it's amazing what's out there. We, see, you all came up with this. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things, okay? So never underestimate what you can do, the power. How can we live without these? You guys are how old? 28, 27, 26?
3-1.
3-1? You're at 3-1 also? No way, you're in your 20s. Yeah, so you have to be in your 20s. No, you're older?
3-0.
3-0, okay. Well, you don't even know life without this. I mean, you don't know life without it. That's crazy. My kids will not know life without it because they're still babies, 15 and 17. But this stuff here is unbelievable. And it's just from the mind of people. Look at, did anybody see the YouTube? It was on the news because it was so amazing. Of a little baby that was so tired from flying that they were on the luggage of the parent, and just like draped like a bearskin rug, and they were being pulled through the airport. Somebody shot that and put it on YouTube. They got so many hits. Guess what? That's what people are looking for.